Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Chee-Tash. My name is Chris, and today we are going to be doing the introductory episode to a brand new book series that we're going to be doing that I am super excited about. We're going to be doing some chapter by chapter summaries of the book Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Dr. Robert B. Cialdini. And I go over this book with you guys and all those interested out there because this is a book that I have heard about, I've known about for a long, long time. And I actually did try to read this a while ago. And this is kind of one of those cases of right book, wrong time, kind of. Or like right place, wrong time. In this case, it was right book, wrong time. And I didn't get through it. I barely even started it. I checked it out from my local library. But I'll tell you a funny story on why I chose this book was because I came up on a work anniversary at my company. Some of you know I'm a software developer. And instead of sending me a gift card, stuff like that, which I think they've done in the past for my work anniversary, they sent me one of these, I think it's called a goodie bag where you can actually select the gift out of an assortment of gifts. And they have all kinds on there. They got food, they've got spa stuff, personal care items, they've got coffee mugs, little stuff like that. But they also had books. And one of the books they had that you could select as a gift was this book, Influence. And this is a very old book. Let me take a look really quick. I believe it was originally released 1984. And I'm going to confirm that for you guys right now. Yeah, 1984 was when it originally came out. And the version that I have, the edition that I have is the new and expanded edition. It came out 2021, so just last year, with new research and examples, a new chapter on the Unity principle, new insights for digital businesses. And I started reading it. And I am very fascinated by the concepts in this book because there are things in this book that I deal with maybe almost daily, especially when I was a sales rep and I used to work in sales. But some people will tell you you're in sales every day. Everything's a sales encounter, everything's a sales interaction, which I don't disagree with. But I did used to be a sales rep in another life, and the concepts in this book that I've read so far are very apropos, very, what am I trying to say? Very, they persist in back when I was a sales rep. They're very applicable to that. But there's going to be something for everybody in this book. And I know I'm kind of rambling on. We're already in 4 minutes, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. That's my little spiel. Let's kick things off with the introduction. So, Influence, the psychology of persuasion. We're going to go to the first slide. Very excited for you guys. For you guys, and I'm excited for me. So, the introduction to this book talks about the levers of influence. Now, what exactly is meant by that? Well, levers of influence, psychological principles that influence the tendency to comply with a request. So, let me go to the next bullet point. There is an immersion into the population of compliance professionals. Like I said, salespersons, I was a salesperson, marketers, influencers, recruiters, but even everybody, every interaction that you have is kind of a sales interaction, whether you're trying to convince somebody to take a trip, whether you're trying to convince somebody to have a certain food for dinner, whether you're trying to convince your date for the night to do one activity over another. Endless examples. Endless examples. And this is, there's certain levers that help to, like it says there, help to push a person in a certain direction. And a lot of times they don't even know it. So Dr. Cialdini, he goes out, he does research on it. He wants to get to the bottom of like, okay, what are like the main things that lever somebody? What is leverage? Leverage is you got a small stick, you can barely move the stone, but you got a really, really big stick and you can move the stone. So what are the right levers that can cause that stone to move? And Dr. Cialdini nails it down into 7 categories that can get somebody to produce a yes response. So can get somebody to comply with a request. First one, reciprocation. And that's actually, is that the first? Yeah, that's the first chapter that we're going to go over in the next episode is reciprocation. Next is liking. Social proof. So really quick, reciprocation is I do something for you, you do something for me. You reciprocate something that is done for you that's advantageous for you. Like any sort of positive activity that is done for your benefit, you do it back to the other person as kind of like a thank you. Liking has to do with you like a person, right? Their attractiveness, their personality. You just you like them. It's not, I guess you don't really have to make it complicated. It's just the more you like somebody, the more likely you are to produce this yes response. Social proof. Social proof is kind of like when you have a majority that does something, it makes that thing that they are doing more attractive. Everybody's wearing the same watch. All of a sudden, you kind of want to buy that watch because everybody else around you, your friend circle, your family, is also wearing that watch. It's a form of social proof. Your circle is proving the concept of why you should comply with a certain thing. Next, authority. Appeal to authority. Kind of self-explanatory. You have somebody like a higher figure in society telling you that something is correct, something is right, you should do something, well, you are more likely to do it if they are an expert in their field, doctor, lawyer, engineer, head football coach, etc., many areas of life. Scarcity. How rare something is could cause you to say yes to it or to have you buy something. If something is super, super rare, it's kind of supply and demand a little bit. If the supply is low, the demand is higher for it because there's less of it. Commitment. This one I'm not super familiar with this one yet, but I look forward to learning more about it. Consistency. Consistency. I'm assuming this means kind of consistency in messaging, maybe. The final principle is unity, which is, again, a new thing added to the 2021 edition. I put here 8 because he says there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there's 8 there. I think maybe commitment and consistency are a part of the same chapter. Yeah, okay. Commitment and consistency are part of the same chapter. Gotcha. And then each principle can produce a distinct automatic response from individuals. We're going to talk about this in the next chapter. It's a click-run response. So click initiates the program, and then you run it program executes, and it's a very similar response every single time to a certain stimuli. Just automatic. You see red, and your red response runs. That's kind of what he's talking about here. Motives of a persuader. Oh, okay. So he was kind of saying here, is there different when somebody's like a salesman, and I know a lot of the concepts in this book are going to apply. I might use that example a lot, but there's a lot of them. I just think the sales rep example is the most prominent in this situation, especially like me having the background for it. That's the thing that I just think about the most. So you have 3 different motives here of a persuader. Like, why would somebody persuade somebody else to comply? You're cultivating a positive relationship, you're reducing uncertainty with somebody, and you're motivating action. And these are things that I remember Jordan Belfort, and that could be another book that we do on this channel, is the Jordan Belfort book, The Way of the Wolf and Straight Line Selling, because he talks about reducing uncertainty in that book, and you got to like have 10 out of 10s in 3 different areas: yourself, your product, and your company. And it's all about reducing somebody's uncertainty in you, the product that you're selling, and the company that you represent. And you got to get somebody like super certain in all of those areas that, hey, they're going to be okay, this is the right product for me, and this company has a proven track record. So, and kind of similar here, when somebody's trying to persuade you of something, they could be coming at it from one of these 3 different ways. They're either motivating you to take action, they're reducing uncertainty, or they're cultivating a positive relationship. So again, cultivating positive relationship, this could be reciprocate. This can be done by using reciprocation, liking, and the unity principle. Reducing uncertainty, this could be done by social proof and authority. And then motivating action, this could be done by consistency and scarcity. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for the introduction. So very short introduction to the book, and I wanted to give you kind of the backstory on why we're doing it, why I'm excited for it, and looking forward to the next episodes. We're basically going to be going through each of these 7 principles in the next 7 chapters of the book, more or less. So stay tuned for next episode. We're going to be talking about chapter 2 of the book, which is all about reciprocation. And we might break it up into parts if the video gets a little long, but guys, I hope you're excited. I know this is one of like the top business books, very, very popular. I mean, it's been around since the 80s, right? A stunning, again, if this is anything, this is social proof right here. Charlie Munger gives it a rave review. This is the book that I give most often as a present and is my top recommendation. Over 5 million copies sold. That's pretty good. I guess you could say that's pretty good. So stick around, guys, and I hope you really enjoy it. I know I will. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for next time. Big things coming. Thank you, everybody, so much. Check out the Chee-Tash podcast. I have interviews with authors on Spotify. It's on Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, Samsung. Same name as the YouTube channel, Chee-Tash. I can finally make posts on YouTube. That's very cool, very exciting. Guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll see y'all next time. My name is Chris. This is Chee-Tash. Take care.